Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about cycle tracking. So to start, cycle tracking is just a form of contraception that I've used for the last 5 years. So it's where you count the days and you know when you're like ovulating and everything. Where it all started, when I was 14, I went on the pill. I went on the pill for like pain. It wasn't because I was like sexually active or anything. It was just because of the pain of the periods were too sore, and the doctors said that it would help, and I was on it for about 4 years, continuously going to the doctors, just getting more. And you know, it's a doctor, it's their professional opinion, so I went with it. They told me to just skip my period. You know how you can just leave out the yellow pills or something. I pretty much skipped my period almost every single time for 4 years. Like, I did have it now and then. Like, that's just not natural. But like, I was 14 to 18, and like, you know, they're the professionals, so you listen to them. So a lot of people, when they go on the pill, they get like acne or weight gain or anything. I didn't experience any of that, I don't think. Like acne, I was like in between 14 to 18, like that shit's just gonna happen anyways. Weight gain, it definitely should be happening between those ages anyways, and if it doesn't, then fuck, there's something wrong. But the one thing that I did notice with being on the pill is more of my like mental state. You know, like, it's not natural for you not to have a period every single month. And yes, I did take it at the start for pain and everything, but now not taking it, like, I know that it's normal, and like your body needs to go through that every month. Like, it's all for a reason. It's not abnormal that you hurt in that time. Between 14 to 18 is when you're like, you know, you're growing, you're learning, you learn how to like deal with things, and that is when my mental state wasn't the best. So like, that sets you up for life. So I'm having to do now is unlearn a lot of shit and relearn things and get to know me a lot better, because my learning stages, you know, were like super down, super moody, like emotions all over the place, because I was doing something to my body that was not natural. It's just not normal. Coming to the end of those 4 years of being on the pill, it was getting really bad. I was quite depressed. I didn't really want to admit it at the time, but now, like, getting away from that and looking back at it now, like, I was pretty depressed. Like, there's just like some shit that went on in my mind, some scary shit. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen to everyone that's on it. This is just what happened to me, and it didn't work for me and my body, so I stopped and I went to cycle tracking. And I'm not going to say it's all because of the pill, because I was going through, at the age of 19, going through like a lot personally, where I had to make some really difficult decisions at a really young age, and just like, wouldn't have been good for anyone in any mental state. But I definitely don't think it helped with me being like emotionally all over the place. So yeah, that didn't work for me, so I went to cycle tracking. At first, cycle tracking for me was like, that's all it was just tracking my cycle. The last 2 years it's really changed to actually, like, I actually know my body so much better. At first it was just counting the days, and that's fine. So that's what it is. You count the days, you know when you're ovulating and when you can't have sex, or when you use protection at certain times of the month, and that's pretty much it. 2 years ago, when I started my health journey, I actually started learning a little bit more about my body, and cycle tracking like helps. So what I have is like an app. The app is called Clue, CLUE, and you just track like headaches, you track like your flow, you track when you're ovulating, your skin, like acne, like you track so much shit. And then the more you put it in every month, the more the app actually gets to know you, and you actually start to see things like match up, and like when you know when shit's gonna happen. For me, because I've been doing it for 2 years, I know normally a cycle is 28 days, mine is 30 to 31, so I always get freaked out at the end of the month because it's fucking 31 days. Also with like ovulation, it's around the 14th day, and I know that mine is always on the 17th day, so the period where I cannot have intercourse is like shifted a little bit further. 3 days leading up to my period, my skin will be oily, and almost every cycle, like 22 to 23 days in, almost every single time I will get a headache. So that's the time in between I ovulate and my next period. In between those two times, I'll get like a headache for like 1 to 2 days. Super random, don't know why. I haven't gone that far into looking into why. 22nd, 23rd day, I'll get a headache. Super random. But like that's the thing, is you just get to know your body, and then I'm not actually having to put anything in to my body that's not meant to be there. My hormones and mental and everything is where it's meant to be. Some questions that I've been asked is like, have I gained weight when I got off? Like, yes, I got to my heaviest weight in there, but I was not healthy. I only started being healthy about 2 years ago. Like I legit would eat pizza for dinner like 3-4 times a week, like really unhealthy. Like I was not a healthy person inside and out. So I did gain weight, but I'm not entirely sure if it's because I went off those. People asked about my skin and acne and stuff. I didn't really get any more acne. I don't really get a lot of acne. When I do, I know I've eaten like dairy and chocolate, so I can control that as well. I can definitely say like my headspace was so much clearer. When I was going through a hard time, I did have to make really difficult decisions, and I didn't make them because I was scared and down and all that kind of shit. But when I got off it, I think it was like, it took me a little while, maybe like a year or something. I had to cut people out of my life, and I did, and that's what I was like brewing on. And it was at that time I was just like, it's like a no-brainer, just cut them off. But it wasn't like that simple when I was like down. And then even moving to Australia, to a completely different country, and not knowing anyone, not having a job for when I get there, not knowing where I was going to live, that would have given me like an anxiety attack. I would have like, no, that would have never fucking happened. And we came here for a New Year's, and it was just for a holiday, and I think I had come here for like that New Year's and just decided in my head, I was like, fuck, I'm moving here. And I had moved 4 months later. Like it was just like no, I'm moving here, I just have to make it work. And I made it work, and now we're here 3 years later. It's like making decisions like that, it would not have been easy. All the decisions that I did make were when I came off that sort of contraception. Is it linked? I'm not entirely sure, can't be 100%, but personally I think so. If you are interested, or if you are having problems with your contraception, firstly find a doctor that you trust, because you know, mine was just like, here's some more pills, you'll be fine. Talk to your doctor, just talk over your options, see if it's the best option for you. It was the best option for me, and this is just my take on it. It won't be for everyone. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. If you have any other questions, just send them to me. So yeah, have a really nice day. Peace.